Hey, what is going on everyone? In this video I'm doing an unboxing and review of the Western Digital Elements 1TB portable hard drive. This should be a 2.5-inch hard drive. If you don't know what that means, it just basically means it's small compared to your regular external hard drive size. So basically, I'm going to do the unboxing right now, and I'm not going to record the review segment right away. I'm actually going to use this for a week minimum, then record the review. So this isn't just like I'm unboxing it and just going to review it and be like, hey, it's done. No, I'm actually going to test it properly. I want to make sure you guys are aware of its capabilities or lack of capabilities. So, 1TB hard drive. Now, this is the Western Digital Elements, which means it's the most basic model available. So, let's get the unboxing started. There we go. So, I just want to say, let me just get this back. I just want to say that regularly this is priced in my area for about, I think, $75 in my area. It might be cheaper, if you look around. I was actually able to get on sale for $60 or $65, I believe. There we go. So, keep a lookout for sales on this item. Okay, what we have here is basically, looks like a startup guide or something. And I'm trying to warranty information and basically a quick start guide. There's not much to know. I mean, it's a simple plug-and-play hard drive. You just plug it into your computer and your computer should read it, unless you're running something ancient like Windows 95 or something. Okay, so what we have here, this should be the USB 3.0 cord, and yes, it does support USB 3.0. So what that basically means is that if you have a USB 3.0 port in your computer, you should be able to transfer files between your computer and the hard drive much faster than usual. And you'll notice it's blue to represent USB 3.0. But it is backwards. Sorry, it's backwards compatible with USB 2.0, so it should work in any computer. Don't worry about that. So here's the cord. Sorry, I forgot to say it's probably about a foot long. And there's the hard drive itself. Very tiny. Looks smaller than most 2.5-inch hard drives I've ever used, actually. So anyway, so this is the hard drive. Extremely light. Very light, actually. I would probably argue that it's about the same weight as my smartphone, the HTC MA. I can't believe how light this is. Very nice, very compact. Okay, so in order to do a speed test of USB 3.0 versus USB 2.0 on this hard drive, my USB 3.0 ports are at the back only, unfortunately. So as you can see, the hard drive is sitting there, my computer is just dangling forward a bit. And before I do the speed test, I just wanted to show you guys the hard drive capacity itself. So you're buying a 1TB hard drive, which obviously is never going to be the full size out of the box, because it turns into 927 gigs. And upon opening the hard drive directory, you'll notice that you have a whole bunch of files and folders. What this basically is a Western Digital Smartware Pro Trial, which basically is like a backup software which you can try for a trial run. I personally will never use this, but the total capacity of these files is only about 5 megs. Yeah, it's only 5.83 megs, so you can keep it there, you can delete it, whatever you want. Just be warned, if you delete it, it might not be that easy to get it back. You might have to go to the Western Digital website to get them. Not 100% sure about that. But anyway, so the purpose of this part now is that this particular video file I have is weighing in at 1.7 gigs. So let's just say it's a gig. And what I'm going to do now is just basically copy it over to the hard drive. And I noticed that there's a significant speed difference between USB 3.0 and 2.0 for this hard drive. Unfortunately, my Windows 7 is acting up. It doesn't actually tell you the estimated time left. But as you can see, that only took about 10 seconds. So what I'm going to do is switch over to USB 2.0 and then we'll compare the speeds. Okay, so I switched over to USB 2.0. I'm going to copy the exact same file which I deleted. And we're going to see what kind of speed results I can get. So this part is going to take a little bit longer, obviously, because it is a little bit slower. But just one thing to know is that I'll try to put the camera over to the hard drive just so you guys can see if the hard drive is making any noise. Personally, it's like dead silent. I'm hearing way more noise from my PC, which is pretty quiet actually. The fans inside are pretty good. And I can't hear the hard drive working at all. So right now it's reading data from this file being pasted, but it's like super quiet. So far I'm in 30 seconds. And remember, USB 3.0 is able to get it done in 10 seconds. So I know this part's pretty boring, so I'm just talking, but this is just my best way of proving to you guys. Okay, so it took about 40 seconds. So 1 gig file on USB 3.0 took 10 seconds, and on USB 2.0 only took 40 seconds. And as for how quiet it is, again, you're probably more likely to hear my PC than you are the hard drive itself. So let me just go quiet for a second. And again, you're probably just hearing the PC with my own ears, which is better than my camera mic. I can not hear this hard drive work at all. And as you can see, it has an LED notificator letting you know that it's doing something. If it's blinking, it's usually processing information. And if it's a solid light, then that means it's just idling. Okay, so one of the most common questions I'm going to get is, of course, is power. Now, the hard drive itself doesn't have a power cord. That's the whole point of having a 2.5-inch hard drive. It's just going to be powered off of a USB. It only has a USB cord, and there's no power button on the hard drive itself. You just plug it in and it automatically turns on. So of course the next question we'll have is, can I run it off a USB power from my media player or a smart TV? And for me, I can say yes. I'm using my LG TV right now. It's plugged in directly into the TV, the hard drive, and it's powering it. As you can see, there's some files. I copied over a video of me unboxing the LG G Watch, the smartwatch from Google and LG, and it's playing just fine. So my smart TV is capable of powering it and playing videos just fine. My media players in my home are capable of doing it too. But the question is whether it will work for you or not is purely dependent on the device that's playing the hard drive. Okay? Different devices will behave differently. The next question people are most likely going to ask is, what if I fill the entire 1 terabyte hard drive with random pictures and videos? Will my media player or smart TV handle all those media files and play them? Again, that's purely dependent on your device. If your media player or smart TV is really slow, then probably not. It might just time out. It might not even read the hard drive. If you have a really good media player, then it's possible. So one last thing to mention is that this hard drive out of the box is in NTFS format. I'm not going to format into FAT32 because that will take a while. As for OS compatibility, it works with like Windows XP, Vista 7, 8. Officially on the box it doesn't say it supports 8.1, but I mean if you're using Windows 8, it's probably going to work on Windows 8.1. Besides that, Windows is usually good at backwards compatibility anyway. And yes, of course, the box does say that it works on Macs as well, which I don't have a Mac, so I can't confirm, but the box says it, so you might just have to reformat it to be compatible with your Mac device. So I'm going to give this device a 8 out of 10. And the first thing I want to mention, the first great thing is, of course, the price. That's the reason I bought this. I just quickly picked it off the shelf. I was like, this is the hard drive for me. Because most hard drives priced at the same price range are usually 500 gigs, and not a terabyte like this one. The other thing is, of course, it's very mobile. Because it's a 2.5-inch hard drive, it's easy to carry. You can just put in your bag if you have a purse. It does, of course, support USB 2.0, and of course, if you have a computer that supports USB 3.0, you're going to get some amazing, blazingly fast transfer file speeds. It is compatible with a whole bunch of different OSs, various Windows OS, and of course with Macs, which is always important. It's also very quiet. I can't even hear the hard drive run. Overall, it's a pretty good hard drive, but it has some minor letdowns, just minor ones. Nothing to say that, hey, it's not worth the price. It's still worth the price, but there's some things that just kind of annoy me. The first is that the cord that comes with it is really short. Now that's usually the case with 2.5-inch hard drives, really short cables, but this one is extremely short. I find it very difficult to have it plugged into my TV because it's just kind of barely dangling there. It's not really resting flat on my fireplace. So that's one problem. The other problem, of course, is that Western Digital, I know they priced it really cheap, but they really cheaped out on not including a pouch. I would have liked to pay an extra $5 even, which would have cost them only $2 to make a pouch. Maybe even $1 it would have cost them to make the pouch, and they could have charged me an extra $5 for it. I would have been happy with that. It's kind of bizarre that they didn't include a pouch because they want you to buy the next more expensive version of this hard drive, which is pretty lame. But other than that, overall it's an extremely great hard drive considering its amazing price. Definitely worth checking out. If you guys found this video useful, be sure to check out my Facebook, Google+, Twitter links also in the video description. Hit the like button, it does help. Subscribe, and thanks for watching.